Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of my Power BI series. In this chapter, we shall see how to model data in the BI desktop. First, take a case where your data is coming in from more than one transactional system. Before you know it, you can have dozens of tables that you have to work with, making it a little difficult or complicated to model this data. So one of the most popular methods of modeling your data is using the star schema, whereby each table within your data set is defined as a dimension or fact table as shown in the visual. Well, I am not going to discuss about the star schema in this chapter, but feel free to comment if you wish to know more about it. The process of creating a complicated data model in Power BI is pretty straightforward. Let's dive into a little demonstration. Back in our Power BI portal, here we can see that we had imported just a student table. What if we have to bring another data set, maybe from a different source? Let's go to get data from Text Csv file. This time I'm going to import the school data set. So open. And even before importing, I'll just go directly to transform the data so that we do some amendments. We saw how to do that in our previous episodes. So I'll go to transform data, and I want to eliminate a certain column because that column has no data, so it will be of no use to us. This column is actually empty, which is the primary, the principal, secondary email. So this has no use for us. I'm going to remove it. So I'm just going to close and apply. Okay, cool. The school data has come in. Now let's go to the model view so we can see. In our model view here, we see that we have two different tables, and obviously we have a school table and a student table. When building our data model, we need to consider cardinalities and the relationships between them. We are actually going to build a relationship between the school and our student data. So for that, the first thing you have to do is to identify the columns which are in common between these two. In our student data, we see here that there is school DFE number, and in our school data we see here that there's a DFE number also. So we see that the two common columns here are the DFE numbers, and we have to build a relationship between these two tables. The first method for you to do that is simply to go to manage relationships. Under manage relationships, we'll see here that there are no relationship. And now there is a fast method to build relationship, which is letting Power BI automatically detect this relationship. So here I'll go to auto detect. In this case, Power BI is not going to detect any relationship. I'll tell you why later. To build this relationship, you can just go to new. Next, they'll ask you to select the tables. So here, school, and then you have to also select the column. We need to link school, the DFE number in school, with that in student. This will enable us to build the relationship between these two. Now you have to choose the cardinality. Is it a one-to-many relationship? Is it a many-to-one? Is it a one-to-one? Or is it a many-to-many relationship? We obviously know that a student belongs just to one school, and one school can have many students. So it's one for the school and many for the student. So obviously we have our one-to-many relationship. Then we can choose the cross-filtering direction. Here we have two types of cross-filtering, which is a single and both. Single in that it filters just one table, and both the filtering goes across the different table. So I'm not going to create this relationship now, but this is how you can do to create it manually. But now if you want to use the auto detect function and you want it to work, what you're going to do is that you need to give the two columns that are in common the same name. You see here is DFE number and here is school DFE number. So what we're going to do is we're going to modify the student DFE number. I can just click here and take rename. Then we are only going to remove just this school. Good. Then I validate by just clicking enter. So now I have a DFE number here and I also have a DFE number here. So if we go back now to manage relationships and then we try the auto detect function. Excellent. You see here now that auto detect has detected one new relationship, and so it's going to create this relationship for us. This is actually the preferred method of dealing with relationships. So I'll just click close and you see that automatically the relationship has been created. So we close now. Now we have this relationship link being created between our two tables, and you have the filtering arrows which goes to one direction, showing that the filtering was single and not both. If it's both, you'll see two separate directions. In the next tutorial, you may see a model that is different from this other one, because I'm going to add all the necessary tables and build the necessary relationships so that we can move on. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to not miss the next tutorial.